Hello, everyone. Happy National Poetry Month. Hopefully, you're reading poetry, you're writing it, whatever you're doing. If you hear anything in the background, that's my dryer because I'm trying to be productive today, even though I feel like doing nothing because Mother Nature is here visiting me. And with that in mind, I decided to do something super simple today. Decided to share my top 10 favorite poems that I've ever written. So I know some of these I might have shared, but then some of these I know I probably shared on my old channel, but have not shared on my new channel. And some of the videos I haven't re-uploaded, like a bunch of stuff, basically, right? Also, technically, I've made this video before, but I only had like 4 poems on it, and then I switched some of the poems that I already had on him. So, yeah. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so technically I already have a video about this, but I'm scrapping it and making a new video. So it's gonna be my top 10 favorite poems, and I'm gonna read them. Obviously, I'm gonna explain them if I remember, like why I wrote some of these. I left the weirdest one for last, mainly because of the subject matter, and it formatted weird on the Word document, which is fitting because it is weird. All right, so I'm going to start off with my top 2 favorite. The rest are not really in any particular order, but these 2 are like my top 2. Or you know what? I'll put them at number 1 together. And they're both inspired by music and other poems. So the first poem is called The Silver of the Galaxy. I wrote it in 2019. It's inspired by Sun in My Mouth, performed by Bjork, which is technically a poem. It's called Crepuscule by E.E. Cummings. It's the one that starts off with I will wait out. And so technically, Sun in My Mouth is that poem, like just the beginning part of it is the beginning of the poem. And it's one of my favorite poems. I feel like it's just so, I don't know, I feel like it's like kind of whimsical, but also like kind of sexually undertoned, because it talks about the curves of my body. But yeah, I probably have another poem that's more along the sexual line of the song, but this one's more of like a kind of abstract-y. But yeah, here it goes. I will take the sun in my mouth. I will take the rainbows in my irises. I will take the dew in my palms. I will take the clouds in between my thighs. I will take Mother Nature to paradise. Only she could know, only God could create, for her and her only, because we ruin any paradise we come in contact with. She will preserve it in a glass box, away from humans, in the black holes of the galaxy, where it will be thousands of years before we can reach it. So yeah, the vibes are like kind of, I guess, otherworldly, you know. As you know, Mother Nature could be your time of the month, or it could be nature, you know. And you know, I really do like agree with what I said in the poem. Humans, we ruin everything, which is interesting because apparently we fix the ozone layer by stop using like certain, I guess, chemicals and hairsprays. But it's like everything else though, we're still ruining. So that's kind of like what I got. Like, you know, we have all these beautiful things in the world and in the universe, and humans just, they touch everything and they ruin everything, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's based off of those poems. If you haven't read, I'm just gonna call it I Will Wait Out, because for the longest time I did not know it was called crepuscule, which means twilight apparently, which makes sense because it's kind of, you know, kind of like, I don't know if I like describe it. Well, it's not that long. I'll read it. It's called here it goes. Well, you know what it's called. I will wait out till my thighs are steeped in burning flowers. I will take the sun in my mouth and leap into the ripe air alive, with closed eyes, to dash against darkness, and the sleeping curves of my body. Shall enter fingers of smooth mastery, with chasteness of sea girls. Will I complete the mystery of my flesh? Will I rise after 1,000 years, lipping flowers, and set my teeth in the silver of the moon? So that's kind of like, look at the silver of the galaxy. And then I also looked it up. Like, silver is the most valuable metal. So that's also where I got the title. It's E.E. Cummings. Oh, E.E. Cummings is a band. Sounds very womanly, entering your fingers. You gotta know. But hey, we all do what we gotta do. I'm gonna look up another poem because it's based off the other one. I'm gonna talk about is based off this other poem. You would think it's one of my favorite poems. I remember the name. Okay. So the next poem that okay, babe, I have it saved. This one's a little longer, but I feel like it's not too long. But I'm gonna read my poem first, just like I did for the other one, and then we'll read the poem that it was inspired by. So it's inspired by "In My House," performed by the Mary Jane Girls. I love Mary Jane Girls. And "My House" by Nikki Giovanni, and it's called Honey Sop. So Honey Sop is like an old, like basically like babe or bae, something you would call your significant other. And I don't know, I just thought it was interesting. I like Googled like old romantic pet names, and that's how I got the title. So here it goes. Poetry is my domain, my realm of expertise. So anything you want me to write, I will write it for you. You are my hope diamond, which technically it's cursed, but it's in there. My Clyde to my Bonnie, chocolate Adonis, come off your horse for your goddess. Cupid didn't have to shoot me for me to love you. Poetry is my house. You can leave your burdens on its doorstep. You can express all your fears in any of its rooms. You can dive right into love in its pool. You can rearrange your feelings anywhere you please. So when you want to say you are so happy you can clichély explode, poetry is here for you. When you can't sleep and you're itching like a celibate nympho, poetry is here for you. When your beautiful bouncing, bountiful curls are so popping, you gotta tell the world, poetry is here for you. Beautiful chocolate Adonis, just like I'm always here for you, poetry is too. So you can come over anytime, and I'll write another poem dedicated to soulful, sensual, sultry you. So yeah, I'm gonna read My House now by Nikki Giovanni. So she's kind of like using her little house, like as a way to show her love to her partner. And I'm using poetry to show my love to if I had a partner. If I had one, it is what it is. But here it goes. I only want to be there to kiss you as you want to be kissed when you need to be kissed. Where I want to kiss you, because it's my house and I plan to live in it. I really need to hug you when I want to hug you, as you like to hug me. Does this sound like a silly poem? I mean, it's my house, and I want to fry pork chops and bake sweet potatoes and call them yams, because I run the kitchen and I can stand the heat. I spent all winter in carpet stores gathering patches so I could make a quilt. Does this sound like a silly poem? Does this really sound like a silly poem? I mean, I want to keep you warm. My windows might be dirty, but it's my house. If I can't see out, sometimes they can't see in either. English isn't a good language to express emotion through, mostly I imagine, because people try to speak English instead of trying to speak through it. I don't know, maybe it is a silly poem. I'm saying it's my house, and I'll make fudge and call it love, and touch my lips to the chocolate warmth, and smile at old men and call it revolution, because what's real is really real. And I still like men in tight pants, because everybody has something to give, and more important, something to take. And this is my house, and you make me happy, so this is your poem. Isn't that so cute? I love that poem so much. Those are like two of my favorite poems. All right. And I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of my new videos, but I love a trilogy. So these next poems are like short trilogies. it's like a trilogy, so it's like 3 parts of kind of the same concept. I love the concept of soulmates being like they were one person and Zeus struck them with lightning to separate the spines. That's why our spines are curved and you're always finding your soulmate. So that's the gist of these poems. They're called conjoined. So I have 3 parts. Here's part 1. When you came was the only time I could put love in my name, and I was one with the moon in the sky as true love passed by. We became one and never undone. Few spines, one lover's soul. That's my favorite one out of the trilogy, y'all. So here's number 2. It's inspired by Colt Forever by the artist St. John. My road dog, my lover, my one and only, always got my back. We are one forever. And then part 3 is inspired by Bear With Me, which is a song by Tiana Taylor. I got a lot of baggage, but you helped me carry it anyway. You said you knew we were one when we first met, as if destiny knew you could handle me. So yeah, those are the poems for Conjoined series. So I'm going to take a little break from the trilogy and then go back into another trilogy. So this poem is called Flower Bed. It's inspired by the song Unraveled by Bjork. I love Bjork so much. I just saw like parts of her Coachella show and it just looks so pretty, y'all. So here it goes. While you are away, I get so torn up. My heart can't take it. She cries out for you. My petals crave your stimulation. Come and pollinate me. Give your seeds so we can have a flower child. I just feel like it's just so cute. And these are all like different formats, but I'm not even gonna get into the formats, but yeah. So this next trilogy is called Venus. I actually want the second part tattooed on my somewhere. So here it goes. First part is, I am like Adonis. She desire, oh, I can't read. Here we go. I am like Venus. She desires Adonis, and I desire you. So the second part is, I am still Venus. You are my new Adonis. I must capture you. So these are haikus. But yeah, the second one is my favorite. And then the third one is, Venus is chocolate, Adonis is caramel, they are love twigs. So I just feel like they're so cute together. Of course, when I'm recording, everybody's loud. Because, of course. But yeah, I feel like it's just a cute trilogy. So maybe I'll get them all tattooed because it's kind of weird just to get like the second one, you know. But this next one is called Susie's Spell. It's inspired by a Spirit of Susie performed by Baby Mother. She's one of my favorite rappers. And I use her line in the beginning of the song. I mean, it's in the chorus, but in the beginning of the poem. So it goes, I met this motherfucker. Day later I fucked him. Day later I robbed him, both without a rubber. So I love that line. But here it goes. Nothing against you. I want to give you some of me and rob you blind. Spend your last dime on me. Don't think just because I'm sweet, I can't turn sour. I'm normally not violent because I want your 9 without putting a 9 to your temple. Money bath me, then we can fuck in it. Don't usually discriminate against broke niggas, but I can't sing along to City Girls if I'm not tricking. I know I'm special, so you gotta be special too. Otherwise, I'm just gonna put my hands on your pockets only and never on your dick. Make me come, make me moan. I'll sit on it, I'll spit on it, like Ari and Jasmine, but you gotta shower me. Shower me in outrageous outfits, shower me in stellar shoes, shower me in cute crystals, shower me in handsome hundreds. Then I'll shower you in mouth-watering head, superb sex, candy kisses, and I'll boost your ego like B. I'll show you love, you show me dollars, and we could be happy for a night or for forever. So yeah, that was just the vibes I got from the song. And this poem is really old. I think I wrote it in college, but it's also inspired by music, which I'm writing a poetry book, which is inspired by music, which I need to work on because update. Well, no, I did cut out some stuff, but I might put some stuff in, you know. But yeah, I need to work on it, is what I'm trying to say. But it's called Poetry and Make Me Dance, because it's inspired by Bands I Make Her Dance. Bands I Make Her Dance by Juicy J featuring Lil Wayne. I love that song. So here it goes. Poetry will make me dance. A good story will make me twerk. But if you're good at writing both, I'll go berserk. What's your real name and not your pet name? I love hearing good ass metaphors like rain pounding on my window pane. You know how to use alliteration properly? You will need to get a mop because this floor about to be all wet eventually. You know how to develop characters within the first chapter of a story? I'm glad I met you. I know I wouldn't be sorry. Poetry will make me dance. A good story will make me twerk. If you're good at writing both, I'll go berserk. These cheeks clapping, so you'll write a song about me. These cheeks clapping, so you'll write a story about me. I will twerk to be in your tell-all. I will twerk for a good writer in no time at all. If I find another writer guy, hopefully we can write poetry together. If I find another writer guy, hopefully we can stay together like he's a tether. And I'm the pole, always standing by his side, always down to ride with my Clyde. Poetry will make me dance. A good story will make me twerk. But if you're good at writing both, I'll go berserk. So yeah, when I read that before in my poetry group in college, they were losing it, y'all. I just love that poem so much. It's just like so fun, you know, because I love to write. I would love to be with somebody else who loves to write. We could write together. I could work for his tell-all. It'd be great, you know what I mean? So this last poem is The Strangers. It was also, like, I also wrote this in college too, and it was like in my official poetry class, and my teacher was like, yeah, because we could talk about a poem. She was like, you don't have to go last because it's a BDSM poem, essentially. It's inspired by Ross Gay's American Dreaming poem, which I do not remember the book it's in, but the poem's called American Dreaming. So now I gotta look that poem up, which is fine, because I don't remember it, honestly. But it's called Kink. Technically, it's part 1, because I've made more parts, but the first one is by far my favorite. So I didn't include the other ones, because I have a haiku and I have a second part, but this is my favorite. Leather straps confine me to love. I show love through delightful agony, with hard whipping and delicate bites, tearing at your mouth's tasty skin, piercing you with only gold-plated needles, only the best for my bottom. You know what a bottom is? It's like the submissive person in a BDSM situation. The top is the dominant. Okay. Wear this dress and I'll put on your tux. We can become one by becoming one another. Leather straps hurt but never harm. Corporal punishment equals affection. Leather straps choke you into ecstasy. Sink into wet cement. Let me mold you. Let me control you. Even if I am the top, I'll always respect you. Leather straps kiss your flesh softer than I ever could. If things go too far, and if you truly love me, cut off one of my most sacred parts, like the infamous Sada Abe. I'm going to talk about her at the end. Cut off my left breast, my heart's protector. Keep it in your shirt pocket so it can protect your heart too. So that one's pretty intense. But Sada Abe was a Japanese woman who killed her lover by autoerotic asphyxiation. And then she laid with his corpse for a few hours, cut off his member, you know what his member is, and kept it in her purse until she got caught 3 days later. So, it's a pretty crazy poem. And then let me see if I can find Ross Gay's. Dreaming. Because I feel like we had to read this book for class. But yeah, it's always one of my, like, bringing down the shovel. Is it called American Dreaming, or is it called, I'm pretty sure it said American Dreaming. Yeah. But then when I Google it, it says American Life. Let me look American Dreaming poem. Of course, I can't find it. But the book is called Bringing Down the Shovel. So it's on page 11 if you ever want to read it. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Of course, this is the one I could not find. But yeah, those are my favorite poems I've ever written. What was your favorite? Let me know in the comments if you want. What are your favorite poems in general? You know, I have favorite poems from Nikki Giovanni, Maya Angelou, Audre Lorde, all kinds of people. So yeah, you can also share what your favorites are in the comments. And I will see you all next week.